ladies, Tina Howe here. Today's video is about my secret to success, and that is follow-up. I truly believe that the reason that I have had success in this business so far is because I am super duper diligent about keeping track and holding myself accountable to following up with my customers. If you don't do this, you have so many missed opportunities. This is what works to get yourself people to join you and to book yourself parties that are keeping you business and keeping your business going and getting you high PRS every month. I am telling you that if you follow what I do or something similar to what I do, and you keep track of it and you stay organized, you're going to grow your business much more than you would if you didn't do this. So what I do, I'm going to share with you a little bit about what I do specifically. I follow up with my customers before they got their order, before their mascara gets to them, and then I follow up with them after. Okay, so before it gets to them, I'm going to keep track of their shipping. I'm going to send them a message, a private message in Facebook when they have an expected delivery date, which you can look up in your back office. And I'm going to tell them, hey girl, we got an expected delivery date. It should be to you on this date. Woohoo! And then I'm going to give them directions, and I'm going to include in there some of my tips and tricks that I think work best when applying the mascara. And I'm going to include in there a couple videos for them to watch on how to apply it. This is providing them good customer service. So because you're actively involved in this process, you're not just selling them something and then moving on. You're making sure that, they're updated on when it's coming. You're making sure that they know how to use it when it gets there. And then you're making sure that they're happy after they got it. Good customer service is going to impress them. And if they don't join or host a party, they might at least become your customer that comes back to you because you treated them, well from beginning to end. So after you have messaged them this information, tips and tricks, also, tell them, I can't wait to hear after you get it. I'm dying to see some before and after pictures, so that they might message you even before you message them. But if you don't hear from them, you're going to message them because you have this expected delivery date. So you're going to go to your calendar and you're going to make a note with that customer's name to follow up with them 3 or 4 days after that expected delivery date. This is so important. If you don't do this, if you don't keep track of this, you're going to forget, I'm going to say more than half the time that customer, they're not going to message you. Sometimes it's awesome. They're like, I got it. They might surprise you with pictures. It's awesome. It's so fun. But more than half the time, they're not going to message you. So if you don't keep track of that expected delivery date and when you need to follow up with them again, you're going to forget, or you're going to do it a month down the road, and that's not really good. You want to be consistent. You want to keep track of this. So put a date on your calendar. 3 or 4 days after, I'm going to send them another message. Hey girl, I'm just dying to hear how it went with your mascara. Did you have a chance to try it yet? And then you're going to wait for a response. Hopefully you get a response, and it's an awesome one. And they say, yeah, I love it. Sometimes they might tell you they're having troubles. You know what? This is good because that customer would have gone, they might not have tried it again, and they might have just had a bad idea in their head, and you never helped them because most of the time, pretty much all the time, if they're having some troubles, it's because they're not applying it right. So you're going to have a conversation with them, and you're going to kind of work through what they could be doing wrong and give them some tricks with their technique so that they can tweak it and get it worked out. And then that's great because they're going to love it because it is amazing. And, when somebody does have a problem, they're really not doing it right. So you can uncover that and fix that problem. Or they're they're going to already love it. And so you're going to go on to 2 opportunities here. You're going to the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to present the opportunity to be a unique presenter, because it's the most fabulous opportunity in the entire world. And you need to own that and believe that, because I truly do believe that this opportunity is once in a lifetime. And I present the opportunity to every single solitary one of my customers. I don't just think, oh, that person makes a ton of money, they would never want to do this, or this person like has a ton on their plate and they would never want to do this. Like, no, I present it to everybody. It works for everybody. It works for somebody who's a stay-at-home mom and doesn't really have anything outside of being a stay-at-home mom. And it works for somebody who works full-time. Like, you just don't know, and you're not losing anything by asking. So ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Come out of your comfort zone and just throw it out there. When you ask somebody if they're interested, don't type up a whole paragraph like blah, 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 blah. Like, no, don't do that. Okay? All I say is something short and sweet. I just say, so since you love it so much, have you thought about making some money with it? It's super fun. Like, literally that's all I say. Or, you know what? Like, Younique is amazing. This has changed my life in so many ways. Like, have you thought about becoming a presenter? Like, short and sweet. See what they say. If they're like, yeah, maybe, then you can go on and tell them more, and you're going to have a conversation, like a back and forth conversation about it, like that you have with your friend. You do not want to have, I've heard this said before, like, do not have verbal diarrhea. Do not just like tell them everything in the beginning. Like, that's a turnoff. It doesn't work. Don't do that. Just be their friend and, just have a conversation about it. Okay? But present it to everybody. If they're not interested, they're not interested. It's totally fine. You're going to go on to your second question then, which is, okay, I totally understand you're not interested in doing that, but how about hosting a Facebook party? I do all the work. You just share your awesome before and after pictures, and participate in the fun. Tell your friends, how much you love it. And then you're going to earn free and half price products. That's it. And I book tons and tons and tons of parties this way. Okay. What I'll tell you is sometimes people don't want to do it, like they don't want to do it tomorrow, and that's okay. So you're going to go back to your handy dandy, not calculator. You're going to go back to your handy dandy calendar, whichever that is, to keep track of it. Because if they say, not right now, okay, well, I want to follow up with you in a couple of weeks. Does that work? Or would next month work? Or when is a good time for me to touch base with you again? Find out when. And even if they say, I don't know, let me think about it. Okay. Just make a note for like 2 weeks in your calendar to follow up. You're having a really good conversation that's getting information about, how it's going to go with this customer in the future. Make a note in your calendar. Make a follow-up note. Unless that customer says, I'm never interested in joining, I'm never interested in hosting a Facebook party, and I'm never interested in buying this product again, you're going to follow up with them. Every single customer, because I'm telling you that never happens, you're going to follow up with. So you need to make a note on when you're going to follow up with them again. So that was the long-winded explanation about what I do to follow up, but I'm telling you that it works. So do not miss these opportunities. If you're not diligent about this and you don't keep track, I feel like a broken record here, but if you're not diligent about this, it's missed opportunities. There is so much opportunity from this. It's just not even funny. This is why I'm doing parties all over the country. I'm doing parties in Canada. I live in the South. I live in Georgia, and I'm doing parties in Canada, in the state of Washington, in Arizona. Like, take advantage of these opportunities and be organized. I know that's harder for some. I'm naturally, I think, organized with this kind of stuff, but figure out how you can organize yourself with a calendar and Excel spreadsheet. I have something that's called Google Smartsheet. I pay a little bit of money for it. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about any of this. If you have any more questions, if you want to pick my brain about how you can organize it or how I do it on the Smart Sheet, I would love to tell you about it. So just send me a private message on Facebook and we can chit chat more. So there was my 10-minute long video. I hope that you got something good out of this, and good luck, good luck, good luck.